that thing where we believe 3D print designers should get paid. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about who are you really 3D printing for? Who are you? Who am I? Who are we? What are we even doing here? No, but really what we're doing when developing our print-on-demand brands is just figuring out who the heck we're helping. A lot of times it's easy to just say, well, I just want everyone to buy it, or I just want, even for like this channel, I just want everyone to watch it. But it's really like, who are we talking to? For example, for print that thing for this channel, I didn't really know who I was talking to for a long time. I figured it was just people who like 3D printing. But now I have kind of re-geared and trying to talk to entrepreneurs, entrepreneurial 3D print designers. That's who I'm talking to. That's what every video from now on into the future will be about. Before, I didn't really know what I was making, who I was making the content for besides myself. So I was making, printer reviews and just doing all kinds of things here and there with not a true focus. And that's what we don't want to do when we're building our print-on-demand brands, is just be like, we're just going to try to make all kinds of different stuff and just see what happens. We could totally do that, but if we start with the who, we shouldn't have to it'll just make a lot of the decisions a little easier. So Amber and I put together, mostly Amber, but we put together a list, or a little PDF that will help you and me and all of us kind of figure out who is our who that we want to, target or, talk to with our brands. It sounds super silly, but it's very important. So really it just comes down to a few questions. So the first question, number one, go ahead and write this down if you're watching. I don't know if we got any people in here, but if you are watching or watching the replay, write down, what do I care about? And then you can just put, I care about blank. I care about this, I care about that. That's what we did, is just kind of wrote everything down. So we've been doing this throughout the week, just trying to figure out, who does vibes.love, because essentially we're building a new brand, vibes.love, there's our little logo, but it's like, who is this for? So this is going to help us determine that by figuring out who we are, who we really are, and what we're really excited about. So Amber and I kind of did this together. I'll just read off what we care about, and maybe that'll help you get some ideas of what you may care about. And it can be as big or small or silly or serious as you want it to be, but it is very important to write this down. So don't be like, oh, I'm good, I know what I care about. I care about my dogs. Really think about this, even if you have to sit with it for a few minutes or hours. So we put the number one for me and Amber, I think, really is getting paid for art and helping other artists get paid. Because artists have all the power. We are, but usually artists don't know business, so that's kind of why we want to help teach people the business side. So also what I care about is sustainable materials, less waste, like what's beyond plastic, what's something that we can just throw outside and it'll recycle or just decompose into the earth. Let the mushrooms and the mycelium kind of break it down. I care about raising my vibrations, my vibes. I care about education. We care about good communication. We care about time management. We care about life balance. We care about health physically and mentally. We care about laughter and humor. That's a good one. We care about equality for people and everybody. We care about safety. We care about clean water. We care about blockchain and Web3. That's what's coming up the road. We care about sustainable living, and we care about entrepreneurship. We care about family and relationships. We care about contentment and gratitude. And we care about animals. We care about philosophy. So we just wrote out a bunch of things of like, what do we care about? So I invite you to do the same. If you do want this, I don't know if I said it, you can go to the website and go to the community tab and do the 10K challenge, and you put your email in and we'll send you all these as we make them. Number two, so this is the second question. Go ahead and write this down. What lights you up the most? So out of that big list you just made of what you care about, what lights you up the most? Like pick like 5 of those that really get you excited, something that like you could talk about all day long. You tell all your friends about, anything like that. Like for me, it would be entrepreneurship, philosophy, or like mindset shifting, things like that. Excuse me. Learning. I love just learning and telling people what I learned, even if they don't want to know. Amber was Web3. She's very, very, very excited about Web3, blockchain, all that. And humor. We're both very, we love humor. We love stand-up comedy, just laughing. It's good. So we kind of broke it down into the top 5, of what lights us up. And then from that, you want to ask the third question. So on the third question, you narrow it down even further to what topics are you most excited about? Like most excited about. Like you could research it all day, like it's just, you just love it. It's just part of you. And if you are having trouble figuring out any of these, something that really helps me is thinking about what you loved when you were a kid. When you were a little kid, and time and money and all that was just irrelevant. What would you do? I was doing like origami and skateboarding and like doing magic tricks and stuff, and then telling people how I did the secret. So it's very similar, just doing tedious things. So still what I'm doing today. And then that brings us to the last one, or the fourth one, which is your main takeaways. And this should help you kind of solidify who you are, what really interests you, what really lights you up, what really gets you excited. So for us, our main takeaways were humor is very important to us and as a brand. Learning and teaching new thoughts or mindset shifts. And third one, working on ourselves and sharing how to do that with others, raising our own vibrations and then helping other people do that too. And then, so all in all, it was raising our vibrations. That's kind of the main takeaway, in humor. So that kind of helps us thinking for vibes is like, okay, what is vibes? Who are we talking to? We're talking to people who love, philosophy and humor, essentially, and that people that want to elevate their vibes. So that's who we're talking to. Every piece of content, every single product we make, it all goes into that. So that's the first page that you can kind of go over. Hopefully that helps someone else out there. And then the next page is finding your problem. So we kind of already have our who kind of etched out in our minds, or who we are. And then the next thing we want to do is, let's see. Let's see. So what, number one for this one, finding your problem, is what problems do you have personally? What are some problems, what sucks in your world? For me, when I was making the condom box, I was just like, man, I had a problem where I was like, I just hate going across the room every time I want to grab a condom. So lo and behold, this appeared. So you want to think about things in your life, or just things that you're like, I wish that was fixed, or I wish that didn't happen, or I wish this was different. Look for those things. I want us to all like train ourselves into like being able to just notice problems, because essentially what we're going to get used to doing over time is turning problems into products. That's the trick, and that's what it took me a long time to learn. Hopefully you're not the same, and you just think like that naturally. But me, I would just make up things, and it wasn't very useful to many people other than me being able to make something. So we're kind of thinking more in philosophy, more internally, more vibrationally, just that type of thing. So some of the problems that we wrote down were dealing with negative people around us, negative vibes. How do you deal with negative people? Setting boundaries. How do you set boundaries to protect your vibes from other people's stuff? Giving your power away to people with low vibrations. Time management. Financial education, dealing with FOMO, or the fear of missing out. Patience, that was a good one. Impatience, how do we deal with patience? How do we slow down? How do we like that? Clarity of life, like what am I doing here? Where am I going? I don't know what to do. That type of stuff. Feeling trapped, fear of judgment. Financial security, lack mindset, if you're feeling lacky, overeating or bad nutrition, not having enough trees around us. We're just thinking about like what sucks in our life. We don't have enough trees around us, things like that. Communication, confusion, self-worth issues. I know nobody has any of these things. It's probably all just me and Amber. Lack of confidence, uncertainty, not being heard. So, just kind of give you guys and girls some examples of some things we wrote down. I mean, it could be totally different. Ours are very internal because we're kind of targeting that type of people and that, just philosophy and vibrations and stuff. What's up? Who's that? What's up? And, but it could be simple things like my projector needs a stand. My door won't stay closed or locked. It could just be anything in the world that's just anything that sucks in your world. So just write them down. That's the first step for that one. And then the second part of finding your problem is, out of this list, what are the top 3 problems that like thousands of other people may have in the world? What up, Vin? What's up, y'all? So out of this big long list of problems that we were figuring out or deciding, the top 3, we kind of said like all of these are pretty much like mindset management, vibrational management, and dealing with low vibrations, the shitty people. Like that was kind of the main 3 that we were like, do thousands of other people have this? Yeah, like millions of people, have these problems. So that brings us to the third one, which is what is the one problem that you can be excited for 5 to 10 years? Because, like I said last week, we're going to be doing these brands for a long time, at least 12 months, maybe longer. It could be your whole life. You don't know. So it's a good practice and good, mindset to think, to be in something that you're actually excited about. And so our problem, the number one problem that we were excited about was, helping people with low vibrations. That was like our number one, biggest problem that we think that we can help with as a brand. So then the fourth one, is this a problem that you can find a solution for? You betcha, hot diggity dog. So then at the bottom, you just write, my brand solves the problem of low vibrations and mindset management. So now Amber and I know, okay, Vibes.Love is all about helping elevate people's vibrations and mindset management. Notice we haven't said anything about products because it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter yet. We're going to talk about that in a few weeks. But the main thing is to get clear on your who. Who are you? Who are the types of people you want to help? What are the types of topics you really get excited about, what you love, what you can talk about forever? And then building the brand and your products around that. So I know it sounds a little backwards and kind of boring and whatever, but this is the things that a lot of people won't do, and that's why most people just make little commodities or don't build brands. They just, they don't. So next is, and we are going to have a Q&A at the end if anyone has any questions over this. I know I'm throwing a lot at you. Next thing we did is Amber built, we just kind of wrote a whole bunch of questions about building your customer avatar. So now we kind of know who we are. We know who and what problem we're trying to solve for our who's. Including ourselves. Now we're just kind of making up like a game show, or like a reality show. How you have all the different weird or just different eccentric types of people that they put in the room together. You're kind of doing that with your customers. Trying to think about like, who are these people. So what Amber and I did, we just wrote down a whole bunch of questions, and she filled out the questions about me, and I filled out the questions about her. And I'll read through some of these, but just fill these out for yourself, because 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to be super interested or know a lot about what you're building a brand around, or hopefully you do. You don't have to, but it helps. So Amber wrote this about me. So what's the name of this character, this customer avatar? His name is Jason. He lives in the suburbs and in the forest. He's mid-30s. His occupation is self-employed, salary, middle class, personality, omnivert. Yeah. Where do they hang out? With friends and at home get-togethers. What social media apps do they use? TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, whatever. Whatever you use, they're probably using that too. For me, for printing, I know a lot of people are on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, most of it, Twitter, lots on Twitter. So social media, what social media apps does he use? None, unless it's for work or someone sends him something, pretty sure. I just try to get in and out of social media. What entertainment do you enjoy? So I enjoy, or she said, documentary, stand-up comedy, suspense dramas, and this is all like, you could just, even if you want to just do it for someone else, what we did also is like, you just take some of our friends that we thought would be interested in our type of brand, and we're like, okay, let's kind of make it about them, and just see, it kind of, so that we're loosely basing it off of real people. We're not just like making it up off of biases. You're still kind of making it up, but you just want to be able to know as much as you can about your types of customers, so that when we get to the marketing phase of building brands, we're talking directly to these people. Like, hey, for me, it would be like, hey, 30-year-old dude who loves documentaries, and loves elevating his vibration. I'm like, oh my God, they're talking to me. Like, this is for me. So that's kind of what we're doing here. Let's see. What do they care about the most? Feeling secure in their career, finances, home, and relationships. What do they hate the most? Gossip, frivolous conversation, unreciprocated communication. What are they scared of? Failure, judgment of failure, success, all of it. What are their goals? They want to become financially and creatively free from normal social expectations. Why haven't they achieved their goals? Negative self-talk and mindset fluctuations that make it difficult to make decisions or confident decisions. How do they make buying decisions? Are they emotional buyers? Are they like, do they do a lot of research and then buy stuff? All these little things help when building out your brand, building out products. Again, it seems like a lot of just BS and a lot of fluffy duffy, but I know just from my experience in the beginning of the week, I was like, I was just kind of feeling low and just kind of unmotivated, because I was like, I don't really know what this brand is. I don't really know what Vibes really is. And then Amber and I started doing the who exercises, really like defining, like, what do we really care about? Like, what makes us really excited? What problem do we want to help with? Because we could have totally made Vibes.love a condom company, because it's the first product just happens to be a condom dispenser. But I don't want to solve that problem. I don't want to be in the condom industry. Like, that's not exciting to me. So that was something, you want to find out soon, and really find out what you care about, so that way you're not going in a different direction than something that you really aren't, don't care about, or you're not excited about. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I have for today. And we'll just kind of open it up for Q&A. I know we had that was a lot of jibber jabbering there, but let's see. I don't know if it'll let me see the comments here. Yeah, so we'll just, there we go. What's up, Otto? What's up, Vin? Miss Cool? Hello, ahoys, Slick Hat. Thank you. But yeah, if anyone has any questions about figuring out their who, why they should figure out their who, if you, I guess rewatch the video, maybe if I even explained it well enough. But really just finding, who you are is going to help build your brand. A brand is essentially just like a kind of a reflection of you. So it's good to kind of dive in deep, think about, what lights you up, what you could talk about forever, because when we start building these brands, we're going to have to talk about we're going to have to talk about the brands a lot, whether you're writing copy, you're writing, video scripts, or social media posts, or ads, or, being on podcasts. Like, you're just going to have to talk about it a lot. So if you're building a brand, if I was building a brand about condoms, I would get bored pretty easily. I would be like, yeah, it's condoms, whatever. But now that we're building a brand, lifting people's vibrations and helping people lift their vibrations, that I'm excited about. That is, I can, like, even if we can only help like 1,000 people in the world lift their vibrations, like, that to me is great and a win. It also helps whenever we get into the what and the why. So we'll be talking about the why next week, but really knowing who you're targeting is going to influence, what type of products we're going to be making from, then on out. So that's all I got today. I don't see any questions, so I'll give it maybe a few more seconds. If anyone's got any questions, let me know. We've been going for about 20 minutes. Also, if anyone is interested on going this 10K journey, but maybe doesn't know how to 3D print design, we do have lessons that you can take. We have a 4-week program, so you can learn 3D print design in 4 weeks. If you become a member, you can get your first week for free. And we also meet up every Wednesday in kind of a small group and talk about our products, talk about our brands, and just, how to monetize our skills as 3D print designers. So feel free to do that if you want to learn. And yeah, that's really all I got. I don't see any questions, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut her down. All right, later, y'all. Hope everyone has a good weekend. Happy Mother's Day, and I'll see y'all next Friday at 3 o'clock. All right, peace. Are you sure you want